Shalom and welcome to Biblical Hebrew Bereishit. Bereishit chapter 1 verse 10. Vayikra Elohim Layabasha Eretz Umikve Hamayim Kara Yamim Vayar Elohim Ki Tov. Traditional translation: And God called the dry land earth, and the gathering of the waters he called seas. And God saw that it was good. Vayikra. Traditional translation: and so called. The vav is a prefix, it means and. Yikra is a verb that means to call out, recite, proclaim, or read. Elohim. Traditional translation: God. It is a masculine noun that means God, goddess, godlike one, works or special possessions of God, or the true God. It comes from the root word Elo, which is a masculine noun that means God or false god. Layabasha. Traditional translation: the dry land. The lamed is a prefix that means to. Yabasha is a feminine noun that means dry land or dry ground. It comes from the Hebrew root word yavesh, which is a verb that means to make dry, to become dry, wither, or be dry. Eretz. Traditional translation: earth. It is a feminine noun that means land, earth, ground, or surface of the earth. Ulmikve. Traditional translation: and the gathering of. The vav is a prefix that means and. The lamed is a prefix that means to. Mikveh is a masculine noun that means collection or collected mass. It comes from the root word kava, which is a verb that means to collect or bind together. Hamayim. Traditional translation: the waters. The hay is a prefix, it means the. Mayim is a masculine noun that means water or waters. Kara. Traditional translation: called. It is a verb that means to call unto, to recite, to proclaim, to read, to summon, invite, or appoint. Yamim. Traditional translation: seas. It is a masculine noun, in this case plural, that means seas. Vayar. Traditional translation: and so saw. The vav is a prefix that means and. Yar is a verb that means to see, to perceive, to look, to regard, to consider, to give attention to. Elohim. Traditional translation: God. It is a masculine noun that means God, goddess, godlike one, works or special possessions of God, or the true God. It comes from the root word Elo, which is a masculine noun that means God or false god. Ki. Traditional translation: it was. Tov. Traditional translation: good. It is an adjective that means good, pleasant, rich, glad, happy, kind, or excellent. Thank you for listening. Shalom.